Hey everyone, I hope you're doing amazing, and if you're not, it's okay. On my end, I'm doing super amazing. Yes, it has been a while. I was on this journey, still am, called motherhood, and it's an interesting journey. It has its ups and downs. Whew. For me, it pushed me to the limits in all aspects. That is physically, emotionally, mentally, and it continues to do so. But I got to see a different me. I got to see a stronger me, and I'm grateful for that. Something else, I got to release tremendous energies in form of emotions, those suppressed unresolved emotions. I got to see my traumas, my wounds, for example, mother wounds, father wounds, childhood traumas, generational traumas. I got to see all that in a very short period of time. So it kind of accelerated my healing process. Like, I got to release a lot and to see a lot in a very brief period of time. Yeah, so I'm not done healing, but the healing was accelerated. Whew. Emotionally, that was painful. That was really painful, but it gave me a certain sense of clarity. It also opened, I want to say opened my intuition. Like, I still had my intuition, but I really didn't know how to even follow my intuition, not to trust it. But now I get to follow it and trust my feelings, my intuition, my heart. I feel like my mind and my heart are finally aligned. They're on the same page, and that's amazing. So today I'll be talking about mother wounds. Now, mother wounds are really subtle, okay? And something else, I'll talk about my pregnancy journey from the beginning to the end. It was really intense, really intense, and I felt like my whole life turned upside down. I was manifesting for something, but I think I wasn't ready for it, and it turned my whole life upside down, which made it really challenging. Yeah, but I'm grateful for it. So, as I was saying, mother wounds, they're very subtle. They're different to father wounds. Father wounds they are obvious. For example, abandonment, lack of support. These are obvious things, and sometimes when we have certain behaviors, we kind of get to know where they stem from. But mother wounds are really subtle and intrusive because they come from a place of love. But I'm not even sure. I don't believe our mothers actually know what it is to love, and I'll explain that. So when we tend to do certain things from a place of love, but it's really not love, it's really hard to see the behavior, and it's really hard to know where they stem from. Like, why do we do the things that we do? Yeah. So some of these behaviors that I recognized in me include, if you see me looking somewhere else, is because I'm looking at my notes. So it's the inability to set healthy boundaries. I know we've seen this concept thrown everywhere and thrown at us from every corner. And yeah, set healthy boundaries. But it stems from being people's pleasers, that fear of rejection and abandonment. Yeah, and most of us, I for one know I struggle with setting healthy boundaries because I feel like if I do that, then the person will tend to reject me or abandon me, and yeah. Then the other one is low self-confidence. Again, for me, there was chronic self-criticism, self-judgment, comparison, imposter effect, which makes you feel like you're not cut out to do something, even when you are. Lack of self-trust, which actually makes it hard to be confident. If you don't trust yourself, you can't project that in internal confidence. And there's also distrusting other people. If you find it hard to trust yourself, it'll be hard to trust other people as well. Yeah, then there's the inability to trust, express, and release your emotions. Now, this comes with invalidating your feelings, suppressing your emotions, inability to self-soothe, and being oversensitive. Being sensitive is okay. It means you can perceive emotions, you can express emotions freely, but being oversensitive kind of stems from the fact that you're unable to self-soothe. And now the invalidating your feelings leads to you suppressing your own emotions. Then there's inability to speak your truth. Now I feel like all these behaviors are connected, because if you're unable to set healthy boundaries, if you're unable to express your emotions, that means you are not speaking your truth, because your truth entails your emotions, your boundaries, your principles. Now, if you are unable to speak your truth, then you're repressing a lot. Again, remember, it will come from fear of rejection and abandonment. You don't want to express this emotion. What if the other person takes it badly? You don't want to set boundaries. You don't want to say no when you actually mean no, and yes when you actually mean yes. Yeah. Then there's carrying shame and guilt, and this is shame around your sexuality, shame around your feelings and vulnerability. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. There's not allowing yourself to receive. Well, this is my experience. My mom is a giver. She gives. And that kind of shows me she's operating from her masculine energy, giving. But then, on the other hand, she kind of has this resistance to receiving. Yet, see, the feminine energy is the receptive energy, and my mom has a hard time receiving, and I recognize that in me. I have a hard time receiving. I have a hard time even asking. Yeah, so there's that, not allowing yourself to receive. Then there's you become codependent. You become easily attached to other people. Remember, you're people pleasing. You have low self-esteem. You have weak boundaries. That means whoever comes in your life, you want to keep them. You don't want them going. You have that fear of rejection and abandonment, making you attached to other people easily. Yeah. Then there's feelings of unsafety. Again, you're always guarded in your masculine energy and you become closed off to the universe. Now, this is an interesting thing because receptivity is really crucial when it comes to manifesting. And if you're closed off to the universe, if you don't allow yourself to receive, then it'll be hard for you to manifest things into reality. And I'm not just talking about women here. We need balance, both men and women, we need balance. When you're manifesting something, there's the time to put in the effort, but there's also the time to sit and relax and let the process unfold. Sit and relax and let the universe deliver what it is that you want to manifest into your reality. So it's like farming. There's a time to farm, there's a time to cultivate, but there's also a time to actually let the process unfold, let the crop grow. You're not the one who makes the crop grow. As long as you've put in the work, you've given that crop the necessary raw materials, then the process will just unfold. Yeah, so there'll always be those feelings of unsafety, which makes you guarded in that masculine energy, but also closed off to the universe. Because again, if you become open, if you can't become open when you're feeling unsafe. Now, this stems from the mother, because she's the first feminine energy you experienced. So if she was also guarded in that masculine energy, that will make you also tend to be guarded in that masculine energy. Yeah, so there's also the feeling of feeling small and an inconvenience. Now, this can make you wallow in self-pity and always seeing yourself as a victim. And it can also make it hard for you to ask for help because you feel like a burden to other people. And it's something I think I'm still struggling with. It's hard. It's hard when you've grown up not asking for help, being the one giving, being the one helping. It's really hard to now just ask for help because see, there was no balance. I'm not saying giving is bad, but you need the balance. You need to give and also receive. Yeah, so when you're just giving, and I think this is what I did in most of my previous relationships, giving, but not allowing myself to receive, which was actually draining for me. Yeah. So the last one is attracting emotionally unavailable people and partners. Well, if you do not even trust your own emotions, if you don't validate your own emotions, if you suppress your own emotions, then that's what you will tend to attract from the universe. People who are emotionally unavailable, who are also suppressing and validating their own emotions. So that's it for today. Now, once you recognize the behavior, it's easy to change the same behavior, and that's the first step, recognizing these habits in us and then now changing them. So that's now where the healing comes in, because changing those behaviors is another process. If you're used to people please and to say no when you mean yes, and yes when you mean no, you'll now start doing it different. You start becoming aware of the things that you've been doing, and you recognize where they come from. And the first thing is actually forgiving your mom. And you see, as I said, mother wounds are subtle. They come from a place of love. So they're really, really, it's really hard to just sit and know that my mom is also struggling with this and she's not even aware of it. So what am I even forgiving her? Like, what wrong did she do? Yes, it's a limiting belief. It limits your life, but then it's really hard. But the first step is forgiving the mom, whether it was intentional or unintentional. But forgiving is the first step. And then now you start working on changing the behavior itself. Yeah, so the next time I'll be talking about father wounds, and I'll talk about mine. Now, if this resonates with you, you can also share. If there is more, you can also share. Yes. So next time I'll be talking about father wounds, but I might also do a video on my pregnancy journey and how it was. Yeah, so that's it for today. Yay, I love you and I'm sending love, healing, blessings. Yeah, so bye bye.